guys, so I just filmed a sort of more generalized declutter where I just decluttered a bunch of stuff that I had that was still good and usable, but I'm just not going to be using myself. So I wanted to declutter them and, you know, try to give them to people so they could get some use and not end up, you know, like in the trash and expired. So what I'm going to do now is more of an individualized declutter where I'm going to pick sort of like a category. I did one of these already with body butters and lotion, but today I'm going to start with makeup. So maybe I'll do like either a skincare or a body care or hair care, and then I'll do a makeup. So I'll do like every other will be a makeup one, maybe. I'm not really sure yet how I want to do this, but I figured I would go through my foundations and concealers. So I have a lot. I don't know why, because I don't use that many. So I want to go through and get rid of the ones that I'm not going to be using anymore. And I think I've avoided doing stuff like this because, like I said in my first declutter, I don't like wasting things. So a lot of the things are going to end up getting thrown away, but I hope I can find homes for some of them. That's sort of the reason why it's taken me so long to do these, is because I just don't like throwing things away. I don't like getting rid of stuff. I don't like wasting stuff. But it's just gotten to a point where I don't really have a choice anymore. It's just, I just have too much stuff and it's overwhelming. So today I'm going to be going over the foundations and concealers that I have, which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm going to be getting rid of, and all of that. So let's just get into this, I suppose. So I'll start with one thing that I know I'm going to be getting rid of, and that is the Earth Cream by Dusty Girls. This is in the shade Light. They did send this to me, but I don't think that the color is the best match, and I'm just not crazy about the formula of it, but something in sort of like the similar category that I am going to be keeping that I do really like is the Inica BB Cream in Nude. So they're sort of the same product, but I prefer the Inica BB Cream. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one and trying to find a home for it. Some new pressed foundations that I've got. I did buy all of these. So I've got 4 pressed foundations that are brand new that I did buy because I want to do sort of like a pressed powder foundation comparison, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet, so I need to do that soon. But I've got the Zooey Organic Flora foundation. It's their pressed foundation. I've got the Healthy Skin foundation powder in White Peach by 100% Pure. I actually do have a second one of those in here that I am going to declutter because it is no longer good. So I bought one. I bought one and it came to me crushed. So they sent me a replacement for it, which is this one, and it's not crushed. But they told me I could keep the crushed one and maybe repress it to sort of use it, but I'm not going to open it now because it's sort of like, it's not pressed the best, and I think it's oxidized because it's sort of like orangey. So I'm going to get rid of the old one, but I'm going to keep the new one. Then I also have the Hint Beauty Encore Pressed Powder Foundation and then the Alima Pure Pressed Foundation. So I want to do a sort of like comparison of the pressed powder foundations that I've tried. So I need to get on those before they go bad. But another one that I'm going to be keeping is the Zuzu Luxe Dual Powder Foundation. This is my favorite pressed powder foundation. I've gone through 3 or 4 like pans of these, and I need to actually replace this one, but I do have a backup. I always have a backup of this foundation because I love this foundation so much. So sort of like every other pressed powder is going to be sort of like compared to that foundation. I'm just remembering now that I have 2 Honeybee Gardens foundations that I didn't bring in here, but I am going to be keeping those as well. So those are in my drawer. I am going to be keeping those 2 foundations to sort of like for that pressed powder foundation video that we're talking about. So some Modern Minerals things that I'm going to be keeping because Modern Minerals makes my favorite loose powder foundation. So I'm going to be keeping the foundation in Medium Almond. This is also a setting powder, so it's foundations, concealers, setting powders. And then I'm keeping the 2 finishing powders, the Sunrise and Tea Rose. So I'm going to be keeping both of those because I do use them all the time. I switch back and forth usually between my Zuzu Luxe and my Modern Minerals. So the setting powder I use when I do use the Zuzu Luxe is the Realist Invisible Setting Powder by Well People. Now, I don't know if this is vegan or not. The thing about Well People is they've just recently added pearl powder to like everything in their line. So I won't be buying anything from Well People anymore, but I bought this because a sample of it was in the Petit War box. So I bought a full size of it from the Well People website, but the box claims it's got pearl powder in it. But then it also says it's vegan. So I don't know if this has pearl powder now or if it had pearl powder to begin with and they just labeled it wrong. But I know that they've added pearl powder to like everything. They've added it to their foundation. They've added it to their other setting powder. I think this one actually now has it. They've recently announced that this now has the pearl powder in it. So I don't know if the one I have does or not. I don't know. But I'm going to keep it and I'm going to use it like it doesn't have the pearl powder in it, but I won't rebuy it because I don't know for sure. But I know now that they do, if that makes any sense. But I did like that setting powder. I was using the universal, what is it, the bio brightener one before, but they also added pearl powder to that as well. So it's just like, why does pearl powder need to be in everything? Like I don't understand, but okay. Anyway, so let's talk about some things that I'm going to get rid of. So I'm going to get rid of these Afterglow foundation and setting powder. I got these a long time ago, before I started YouTube. It's been like 3 years, but I don't like them that much. This is the Bisque foundation, the color Bisque, and then it's just the translucent setting powder. I didn't use them that much. I just didn't end up liking them that much, and now it's just time for them to like go away because I don't need them. And I don't like them. So I'm also going to be getting rid of the Pacifica Perfect Lotus Universal Powder. I just am not crazy about some of the Pacifica makeup, like the foundation and this powder specifically. Some of their stuff is like really good, but then a lot of their stuff is like questionable and, you know, not so good. So I did use up, you know, some of this. There's only 2 grams of product in here, so it's like not that much, but I did use up like half of it maybe. I'm just going to toss the rest because I don't like that product at all. I'm also going to get rid of the All Natural Face Vegan Veil Angel Wings. It's just another translucent powder. Mica, boron oxides, and boron nitrate and oxides, but I don't use this, so I'm going to be getting rid of that. I'm also going to be getting rid of this All Natural Face Vegan Shimmery Powder in Fairy Dust. It's like glitter powder. I don't really know what the point of this is supposed to be. I got this in one of their subscription boxes when I was subscribed a long time ago, but I never used it. I don't really know what you would use it for. I guess if you were like doing costumes or something like that, and you needed like a vegan shimmer powder maybe, but I just don't. For me, it's not like a practical product. A couple of All Natural Face things that I am going to be keeping are these 2 glows, the Wedding Day Glow and then the Original Glow. So I like these as like finishing powders sometimes. They both sort of have like a purple or like a pinky hue, but they're just really nice sort of like glowy products. So I am going to be keeping those too. So I'm also going to be keeping this mineral setting powder in Rose Petal from Earth Diva Cosmetics. I don't use this that much anymore, but I use it as like a primer, sort of like a primer powder. I use it underneath my powder foundation sometimes. But I have been using more of like liquid primers lately, but before I was using liquid primers, I was using this under all of my foundations. So I am going to keep this still for now because I do really like this, but it's probably not something that I'll rebuy anymore because I have found like liquid primers that I do like, but I am going to keep this for now at least. Let's go over some like sample-y sized things that I have. So I have this Suntegrity 5-in-1 moisturizing face sunscreen, but it's tinted. It's in the shade Light. I did try this once and it was a little bit too orange, but this is a new one. I did throw away the other one because I didn't like it, but this is a new one, so I'm going to try this again and see if it, like maybe the tube was bad on the other one, or if this one is any better, because I do want to like it. Because it's like a tinted sunscreen, but again, I've got the Inica BB cream if this doesn't work out, but I'm going to keep this for now. But I'm also going to keep the Well People BioCorrect Concealer. It's just a little sample I bought from their website in the shade Light. I haven't tried it yet, but again, I don't know that I would rebuy it even if I did like it. I do want to try the Inica Concealer, but I do want to still try that one. So then a bunch of samples I'm going to be getting rid of. The Lily Lolo Blondie Mineral Powder Foundation. There's like not very much in here. Also the Sappho Rachel Foundation. This is their old the old formula. They don't even make this formula anymore, so I'm not going to bother since I can't even get the old formula. Then there's the Vapor Soft Focus in S120. I tried it. I didn't really like the way that it sat on my skin, so I like the primer, but I won't be getting the foundation. Then I also have this hydrating cream. I think it's foundation in the light medium shade from Adorn Cosmetics. This one came in a Petit War box, but it's like too dark for my skin tone, so I will not be getting any use out of that. Then I've got the All Natural Beige Concealer, which is like a decent match for my skin tone, but I hate these pots. They don't work very well. Then I also have sort of like a duplicate of the Tea Rose Finishing Glow from Modern Minerals. I don't need this tiny baby one, so I'm gonna try to find a little home for that little tiny baby. But I've got the full size of it, which I love, so I don't need the I don't need that. Something else I'm going to be getting rid of is the Fast Fix for a Pimple from Alba Botanica. I bought this a long time ago, and I don't like it. The color doesn't, the color's kind of orange. It's not like really a universal shade. I hate these. Like I talked about this before. About universal shades, but I just don't like things that claim to be universal because they usually never are. They're either like too orange, too dark, too pink, whatever. It doesn't work for everybody. I'm also going to be getting rid of this Fit Glow Vita Active Foundation. This is sort of like a press, like a pre-release press sample. She sent this to me before she had released the actual foundation. It's in different packaging now. I think the packaging is pink. She sent this to me in VF 3.5, I think, which is, it was a better match for me then, but it's way too dark for me now. And it's also, it doesn't smell good anymore. So yeah, I'm going to just be getting rid of that because I cannot use that any longer. And then I'm also going to keep these Hint products for now. I've got 3, I think, yeah. I've got the Translucent Pearl Setting Powder, I've got the Light Beige Powder Foundation, and then the Duet Perfecting Concealer in Light. These all came in sort of like a beginner's kit that I have on my channel. I'll leave that down below in case you're interested in seeing these products in action, but I do like these products, so I'm going to keep them for now. I don't know how much longer I'll keep them for, but I do like that loose powder foundation. The Modern Minerals one is better, so I probably shouldn't keep it, but I'm going to keep it for now. For now, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this. This is the Zuzu Luxe Mosaic Illuminator in Light. I use it as a setting powder. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I don't use it that much. I've only used it a couple of times. I might, yeah. I might just keep it for now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll just keep it for now. But it's got like a bunch of different colors, like, and then once you swirl them together, it's like a light colored powder. It's not really an illuminator, I've found. Like, it doesn't have any highlighty qualities about it. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a setting powder or if it's supposed to be a highlighter. I don't really know. I use it as a setting powder, so I'm going to keep that one for now. And then I'm also going to get rid of this Inica Trial Pack in Light Medium. The only thing I did keep out of here was the primer, but all that's left is the foundation sample in Beige, which is too dark for me. There's a loose foundation in Unity and Nurture, which are, Unity might work, but I don't even think the Choosy Chick sells I don't even think Choosy Chick sells the loose powder foundation unless she's getting it soon. I know she's getting the lipsticks in, but Nurture is too dark, so I'm going to try to find a home for those. I wish they had like just a light. I don't need light medium. I just need like a light kit. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then the last things I have in here are from Jopa Minerals. So now, I loved the Jopa foundation. I did like a whole review on the full coverage Jopa foundation, and I do still like it, but I don't need that kind of coverage anymore. And also the color match on the Jopa foundation was never perfect. Like, it was really pink. It was always like really pink. So the only thing from Jopa I'm gonna keep are the Dewy Sheer Finishing Silk. So I've got like half a jar, and then I've got the refill. I really love the finishing silk because it leaves your skin sort of like dewy, and it like sort of minimizes pores and like gives sort of like a blurred effect. So I'm going to keep the setting powder, but I'm going to get rid of all these foundations. So I've got a little bit left of light number 1 in soft coverage. I've got like half left of light number 1 in full coverage, and then I've got fair number 1 in full coverage, and then I also have a refill pack of Fair No. 1. It's just, I don't use this anymore. I haven't used it in a long time, so I'm gonna try to find somebody who may want to try this. I don't know, I mean, these are older, so I might just try to rehome this and throw away the other ones. But I did really love this foundation for a time. It was really good when I had really, really bad skin and I needed a lot of coverage. But right now, the Zuzu Luxe foundation and the Modern Minerals are two powder foundations that really, really work for my skin. I don't need like a super ton of coverage anymore, and I don't even wear that much makeup. I'm wearing the Zuzu Luxe powder foundation today, and it's like most days it's the perfect amount of coverage, so I don't need like super full coverage anymore. So I'm just gonna try to find a home for that refill powder, and hopefully it's like a light neutral to pink. They don't really have like straight neutral. Like it looks neutral in the package, but when you put it on, it's almost like pink. Too pink for me. So there's that. So I'm getting rid of about half of the stuff that I had, which is good. I just needed to clear out like the expired things that I hadn't used in a long time, things that I wasn't going to use. So I'm really happy about the progress that I made here. I'm getting rid of, again, about half of what I had, and hopefully I'll be able to, you know, try out those other pressed foundations that I've got and do like a review on those soon, because I just need to get on that. I like the Zuzu Luxe and the Modern Minerals so much that even though I have those other things, like I don't want to use them because I'm like, what if I don't like them? But I want to try to use them because I do want to see if I like them. But I do prefer the Modern Minerals and the Zuzu Luxe because they just work so well for my skin. So I hope that this was helpful. The next declutter video that I'll put out will be either like a body, skin, or hair care. And then we'll see where we go after that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.